welcome to Cleveland, Ohio, here at Rocket Arena, here home of the Cleveland Cavaliers. But tonight and all week is the home of the 2026 Mid-American Conference MAC Women's Basketball Tournament here on WBG 88.1 FM. I'm Luis Clemmer. Alongside with me is Adam Duffin. Adam, we've seen two great games so far. Miami, number 1 seed, beating Kent State, number 8 seed earlier. Then we just saw Ohio upset Central Michigan, number 5 seed, over the 4th seed in an 89-88 big game. But this is for Bowling Green. They're looking to get that first MAC tournament win under head coach Fred Shamil. They're so far unsuccessful in doing so. 0-2, both losses came to Buffalo Bulls in back-to-back seasons. Buffalo's not in the tournament, but Bowling Green right now won the last seed, 7th seed, against the Ball State team that won the MAC tournament last year, number 2 seed, and also a Brady Sally team that is a proven winner.
Yeah, Bowling Green is going to have a tough test today. They faced Ball State on February 14th, so almost exactly a month ago. That game was an 11 a.m. one on that Valentine's Day, and in that one, Bowling Green, it started close early, and in the second half, Ball State was able to pull away. In that game, Janaea Donahue left a couple times with injuries to her lower leg, and Lauren Gherkin got hit up towards the face and was out of the game. So the second half kind of made it a bigger difference than it was, and Ball State, they finished the season strong. They did not have the tiebreaker over Miami to close the year. That is why they are the 2 seed. So it should be a great test for the Falcons.
Indeed, Ball State 25-6, 16-2 in MAC play. Their last win was against Toledo to close out this season. But as you mentioned, Adam, this is a Brady Sally team that not only has won the MAC tournament last year, but they're a team that is just proven to always be a contender no matter who he has on the court. And this is a team that has a lot of new players. Bree Salabine is someone that we're going to talk a whole lot about. She had 32 points last time they played against Bowling Green. And she's someone that the Falcons, that I'm going to compare to Chella Watson for Buffalo, kind of a proven scorer, three-level threat scorer. If you can limit her, you have a good chance of winning. But last time I mentioned Bowling Green played them this year, they didn't have much success against her.
Yeah, Bree Salembine in that game, I called that one alongside Trey Kennedy, who's doing coverage here at the MAC tournament as well. She was able to hit any shot she wanted, multiple ones from almost the logo at the Ball State Arena. So she was able to score at will. Didn't have too many points in the last game of the season against Toledo, but definitely a proven scorer. And it's dangerous when she averages 15.1 points per game and she's not their leading scorer. Tessa Towers, the senior 6'5" center, leads the team with 15.3 per game. So they have a dynamic scoring punch.
Indeed, it's a Ball State team that is the number 1 scoring team in the MAC, averaging 79.3 points per game compared to Bowling Green, who will find themselves in the kind of the middle pack, 5th with 69.7 points per game, but they struggle a little bit in Mid-American Conference play. Adam, if you're head coach Fred Shamil, if you're the Falcons, what is the number 1 key that you have in order to come away? What would be the upset probably of the tournament?
I think a big part of this game is stopping Tessa Towers. She didn't have 32 like Salabine in the last matchup. However, she did have a good amount of points where she was able to just easily turn and get to the basket. She was guarded mostly by Lauren Gherkin, and Lauren Gherkin, coming in at 6'1", just doesn't have the height as much. And even with all her efforts, if she's able to stop Tessa Towers for a couple possessions, she can't do it the whole game. You have to have Kendall Moxie, Jaden Cook, and other bigs help step up and help guard down low.
Definitely going to need to be a complete performance for Bowling Green. If we could see what would be the first win in Fred Shamil's tenure in the MAC tournament, it would be an incredible upset and something that Bowling Green could possibly take to them, possibly to the big dance if they can win 2 more after this. But we'll see if they can get past the Ball State Cardinals. We have a couple minutes before tip-off here. When we come back, we'll have starting 5s for both Bowling Green and Ball State. It's the Falcons and the Cardinals battle the Birds in the MAC tournament quarterfinals. You're listening to BGSU Women's Basketball right here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
AA made all the difference in my life. I noticed that most of the goals I had as a kid were slipping by. I didn't feel like the person I hoped to be. After all those years of drinking, I really didn't know myself. When I was out there drinking, I was always looking for the next great party to make me feel all right. With AA, I found a better way of life. And I feel good in my everyday life, even without a drink in my hand.
Visit AA.org for more information and download the Meeting Guide app to find a meeting near you.
How serious is youth vaping? Irreversible lung damage serious. 1 in 10 kids vape serious, which warrants a serious conversation from a serious parental figure like yourself. Not the seriously know-it-all sports dad or the seriously smart podcaster. It requires a serious conversation that is best had by you. No, seriously, the best person to talk to your child about vaping is you. To start the conversation, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Did you know Falcon Media Sports Network has video highlights of BGSU athletic events? To see all the moments from your favorite BGSU teams and athletes, head over to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel or view them on bgfalconmedia.com.
Wraps up, more coverage continues online at bgfalconmedia.com.
Back here at Rocket Arena in Cleveland, we are here moments away from opening tip between Bowling Green and Ball State for the MAC tournament quarterfinals round. The winner will advance to the semifinals on Friday and will play the winner of Toledo and UMass. Lucas Clymer and Adam Duffin on the call alongside with you. The other semifinal round, before we get to the starting fives, have been set. It will be Miami and Ohio to start on Friday, and the winner of that will advance to the championship game on Saturday. So, Adam, without further ado, we have the starting five for both Bowling Green and Ball State. Let's start with the Falcons. Kaya Woods, Paige Kohler, Tia Ellis, Jasmine Fern, and Janaea Donahue.
Yeah, for Bowling Green, I think Lauren Gherkin coming off the bench is something they felt comfortable with over the past couple of games and something they want to stick with, because no matter whether she's been a starter or off the bench in the second half of the season, she's been able to score in double digits majority of the time. And then I think as well, Jasmine Fern, if she can get going from three, that is a way you can help upset a team like Ball State.
For Ball State, they got two All-MAC first-teamers in center Tessa Towers and Bree Salambine, and those are two that we talked about pregame, along with Anis Tagai and Carson Norman, along with Grace Kingery, rounds out the starting five for head coach Brady Sally.
Yeah, Ball State overall just a great starting five. There's a reason they were just shy of becoming first if it wasn't for the tiebreaker and Tessa Towers and Bree Salambine. You said it, both on the first team for the MAC, but Grace Kingery is able to shoot the ball at a high level, over 40% on the season, while scoring 13 points per game, and not too far from Cleveland as a North Ridgeville native. So great for her to play in the closest NBA arena for her.
Indeed, and it's quite the experience we get here, sitting in the Cleveland Cavaliers radio booth/section area here in the middle of Rocket Arena. Now, this is a Bowling Green team, Adam, that won 6 of their final 8 heading into the tournament, and one of those losses did come against Ball State that we talked about, 82-67. But it's also a Falcon team that almost has nothing to lose. And if you talk about head coach Fred Schmiel after the Northern Illinois game, they are playing with house money at this point. It was a season that, if you go just based on paper, was a game worse both in conference play and overall. But that doesn't matter as long as you win the opening tournament game and upset Ball State.
And I think as well with this team, they were trying to find out a different identity throughout the season of establishing their starting lineup, as they kept switching around throughout the season. A couple players going out with injuries, such as Kaya Woods, Janaea Donahue, Tia Ellis. All 3 of those players started a good amount of games this year and missed time with injury. So having about 10 different players start a game, it makes it so that you're not going to be perfect throughout the season. You're going to have growing pains, and they came in with great form into the tournament.
Well, when they got head coach Fred Schmiel from South Carolina, they had big intentions. They were coming off a season where they made to the Fab Four, the WNIT, and lost the MAC championship right here against Toledo in a 31-7 overall season when Robert Freilich was in her final year as head coach. Since then, Schmiel's taken over the team. It was a transitional couple years, losing a couple of key players that were during Freilich's tenure. He's trying to bring in his own players and his own squad, but so far he hasn't had much to show for it in the postseason. This is another opportunity for him to do so and get his first win as a head coach of the Falcons. Also his first win as being a head coach after being an assistant for so long in his career.
And I think another big thing, too, is just the players that have been here. Taya Ellis, Paige Kohler, Emily Cecil, Jasmine Fern, players that have been here through the entirety of the Fred Shamil era, trying to get their first win in tournament play as well.
So Ball State will come out with white and red strip in their uniforms. They'll be going from right to left on your radio dial to start. Meanwhile, the Falcons will be going from left to right on your radio dial. They'll be wearing brown with orange trim to get this one started. We are about ready to set for action here at Rocket Arena. It's Taya Ellis who will man the floor alongside Miss Tagai. So it'll be Ellis versus Tagai to get this one started. Ellis is someone who is in fantastic form down the stretch of the regular season. 3 straight double-doubles that led to 3 straight Falcon victories. We'll see if someone has a historic performance here tonight. Ball in the air and tipped and won. And Ball State will start possession here as the quarterfinal round, game number 3 of the MAC tournament, starts here at Rocket Arena, Cleveland, Ohio. Tagai trying to feed this one inside the post. That is Tessa Towers looking at that one, trying to feed that one through. And went out of bounds. There was a double team underneath. So turnover starts this one, and Bowling Green will take over.
And that's a great job. What I mentioned is you have to help with Tessa Towers. You aren't going to be able to match up exactly with her, and they did there.
Paige Kohler start this one from the right wing. Now switches over to the left side. Fern, handoff Donahue. Donahue drives, stops, puts one up there. A tough shot, no good. Rebounding here from Tagai. Tagai here, the freshman on the fast break. Pulls up there, lays open 3 for Norman, and Carson Norman 3 hits nothing but air and goes out of bounds.
And I think a big thing we've seen today is some players have been sort of out of sorts in the early going, playing in an NBA arena instead of playing on home or away.
Here's Paige Kohler up the floor. 0 still on the board for Bowling Green and Ball State. Kohler dribbles inside, bounce pass inside Ellis. Ellis spin moves on Tessa Towers. Ellis puts it up and in for the opening points of the game. Ellis gets a little bit of assist there off the glass. 2-0 BG. So a minute played here in Cleveland. Norman puts it in the corner to Tagai. Kaya Woods defending her. Here right wing, Tagai lets it off of her fingertips. Now to the left wing. And that's Kingery there. That shot no good. Rebound here from Tessa Towers. Towers puts it up, rejected from Taya Ellis. And she tried to find Kaya Woods. It's swatted out of bounds from Ball State. They'll remain Falcon ball, and a big defensive play there from Taya Ellis.
They're going to need Taya Ellis to have a big game if they want her to play the majority of the minutes guarding Tessa Towers. And right there, not afraid to take a shot down low, and on the other end getting a block.
Here's Donahue. Donahue drives, kicks it out to the left side here. Ellis. Here's Jasmine Fern. Fern will travel. So a little bit of miscommunication, but also some concentration issues there for Fern. Turnover. Still 2-0 Bowling Green with 8:30 left to play here in the first quarter at Rocket Arena. Here's Carson Norman. Junior from Bedford, Indiana, former Butler Bulldog. Grace Kingery. Outside Norman. Tagai was wide open. That floater no good. Towers gets it over Ellis and puts it back up and in for the Cardinals' opening points. We're tied at 2 apiece. Here's Kohler. Drives, goes baseline, up and over. Paige Kohler got her first points. Went left to right there for Kohler. 4-2 Bowling Green, 2 minutes played here. Grace Kingery. And that's a 3 on the way from Bree Salabine. That one no good. Towers gets the rebound again. The putback no good, and Jasmine Fern grabs the rebound. Kohler has that one knocked away there from Salabine. She hasn't had a lot of the ball here in couple of minutes, but her first shot is off the mark.
Another big issue is if Taya Ellis gets pulled out from rebounding, Jasmine Fern is the only other one on the court right now that's 6 foot or taller.
Tessa Towers, 6'5", from Batavia, Illinois, and a former Wisconsin Badger, which is a bigger player than anyone else on the court. As they get this one to Donahue. Donahue drives, kind of gets a shove in the back. No foul called as the shot is off the mark. Ball State back the other way. 3 ball on the way from Grace Kingery, and that one rattles around and falls. 5-4, Ball State takes the lead for the first time this game. 7:10 left in the first quarter, and the first 3-pointer made of the game. Here's Kaya Woods. Woods out to Jasmine Fern. For kicks it back, Donahue. Donahue out to Woods. Woods still around the perimeter here, Bowling Green. Donahue hand off to Kohler. Kohler left wing got a screen set there from Donahue. Now Kohler pulls up for the mid-range. That one off the mark to the left. Donahue grabs at the rebound. Trying to feed this one down low to Ellis. Ellis stays with it. Towers are fighting for it. He goes out of bounds, and pardon me, that was actually Salabine on the ground there with Ellis. It still remains Falcon ball.
Good hustle there by Janaea Donahue to make it possible to have a second chance with the ball. And I don't believe they called that a foul or anything. They might have called it a kickball, potentially.
We'll see, but regardless, Bowling Green will inbound, so we'll get confirmation on that in just a moment. As Ellis has on one, just slipped away from her hands off the pass there from Kaya Woods. Cardinals back the other way. Here's Towers from the charity stripe. Nothing but net there. Towers, 4 points for her, 7-4 Ball State.
Looked like Towers had the ball tipped away, but still able to concentrate and push the shot through.
Woods, left wing to Kohler. Kohler to Donahue. Donahue spins, puts up a shot and got to go. Donahue, the MAC Defensive Player of the Year, has got her first points in this one. Ball State kicks it out. Here's Kingery. She'll try a three, and that one's just a little bit too strong. Rebounded from Kai Woods. 7-6. Cardinals up by one. Here's Woods with some speed. Woods, nice little move. Kaya Woods up and in off glass, and Kaya Woods gets her first points of the contest, and the Falcons retake the lead 8-7.
Two nice, nifty baskets in a row. You're going to have to make tough shots in a game like this.
Long three on the way from Norman. That one no good. Rebounded Falcons. Here's Kohler. Kohler stops, puts it out to Ellis. Ellis drives, has that one knocked away there from Norman. Here's Norman, feeds it over to Tagai, and she puts it up off glass and in. 9-8 Ball State. Woods, end-to-end action here at Rocket Arena. Kaya Woods spins, tough shot, and Kaya Woods back-to-back big baskets for her.
At 5'3", she is not afraid to go to the basket. Back-to-back nice buckets.
Falcons up by one, 10-9, almost midway through this first quarter. Tessa Towers there, mid-range shot there from the right corner, no good. 5 minutes left here. We'll reach our first media timeout after the next stoppage. Here's Kaya Woods. Stops, looking for an option, guarded by Norman. She kicks this one out to Kohler. Kohler now drives, works. Paige Kohler puts that one up a bit too strong. Rebounding here, falls to Ellis. Kohler's open in the corner. It goes to Donahue for a mid-range jumper. That one's no good. When they had Kohler open in the corner, they could have found her. Instead, here comes the Cardinals on a fast break, and Kaya Woods with a great defensive play to knock it out of bounds.
Great hustle there by Woods, but you're right. They did have Kohler open instead of Janaea Donahue on the other wing.
4:36 left to play in the first quarter. This timeout once again sponsored by Juniper Brewing Company, located 145 South Main Street in downtown Bowling Green, serving coffee, craft beer, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. See the latest menu by visiting juniperbrew.com. 10-9 Bowling Green, they're up by one. We'll take it with them here. You're listening to the MAC Tournament here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU Student Media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
Be a part of the return to Radio Freedom on WBGU FM. WBGU offers sponsorship opportunities in the form of underwriting. Underwriting is an effective method of gaining exposure for your business in Northwest Ohio and helps us continue producing local content. For more information regarding underwriting sponsorship at WBGU, visit bgfalconmedia.com.
For the second straight year, Falcon Media Sports Network is partnering with WBGU PBS to broadcast Falcon men's and women's soccer matches. Tune in to WBGU PBS YouTube's live streams to hear Lucas Kleinmeyer, Henry Costco, and other Falcon Media Sports Network talent on the call.
You are listening to Falcon Media Sports Network's women's basketball coverage on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Back here in Cleveland, Ohio at Rocket Arena, 10-9 Bowling Green over Ball State with 4:36 left to play here in the first quarter. I'm Lucas Clymer alongside Adam Duffin with you for the third quarterfinals game of the tournament. Miami and Ohio won the first two earlier today. Adam, you were on the call for Miami and Kent State. So we have Miami and Ohio, a little bit of rivalry brewing for the semifinal round on Friday when those two teams face off. But so far here, Bowling Green up by a point, kind of back and forth action here thus far.
Yeah, so far, Bowling Green shooting 50%, 5 of 10 from the field. Ball State, 4 of 13, just about 31%. But the big difference, the reason why it's 10-9, Bowling Green 3 turnovers. Ball State only 1. So if you turn it over less, you should have more shot opportunities for yourself throughout the game and give yourself a better chance to win. So a couple times, Taya Ellis wasn't able to catch passes exactly how she would want to for a couple turnovers. And then Jasmine Fern walked with the ball and traveled off a dribble handoff. So Bowling Green needs to clean some things like that up and try to prepare themselves for the rest of this game.
Couple changes coming in. First for Bowling Green, Lauren Gherkin and Kendall Moxie will check in for the first time for Taya Ellis and Jasmine Fern. And for Ball State, Alba Caballero, freshman from Spain, will come in as well, along with Zen Verboot, there, as she gets the shot to go, and that's going to be a foul on Kendall Moxie. So a chance for a three-point play for the new checked-in Cardinal.
And Verboot, she comes into the game, immediately scores. One of the many players on this team that has overseas experience, played on some national teams, and a part of the basket boom squad currently.
Verboot, free throw there, no good. Moxie can't grab the rebound. And I believe Moxie just picked up her second personal, just like that. And indeed, so just like that, 2 quick personals, and Taya Ellis will come back in.
One thing we've seen all season long, Fred Shamil not afraid to sub someone out if he doesn't like what he sees.
So still Ball State ball underneath the basket. They inbound this one. Here's Verboot. Verboot right wing is Salenbein. Salenbein fires this one underneath. Looking for Kingery. Kingery gets it back to Salenbein. Carson Norman moves, trying to hand this one off. And Donahue is pretty much run over there from Caballero. And we'll see if the foul goes. It'll be a travel on the freshman from Spain. So good job there from Donahue.
Another thing I'm noticing as well is they have Paige Kohler guarding Grace Kingery. Kingery running around as a shooter on the perimeter. That's something that Kohler can match up well with how many minutes she plays. She's used to having to run around all the time just on offense alone.
11-10 Ball State with 4:10 left to play here in the first quarter. Woods to Gherkin left wing. Gherkin moves, spins around looking for Kai Woods. Couldn't get to her cleanly. Here's Donahue. Donahue dribbles underneath the basket. Has on one, lost there. Near so that was Verboot there in the area. A good ball goes out of play. It will still be Falcon possession with about 8 on the shot clock and under 4 minutes left to play. There would be Kai Woods to inbound. Woods inbounds one left wing to Paige Kohler. Here's Kohler, drives left. Kohler, mid-range shot there, rolls around, no good. Ellis fights for the rebound, rips it out of her hands. Jump ball arrow will favor, we'll see. It'll be Bowling Green ball. How about Taya Ellis there? Perfectly timed jump to grab that rebound.
Yeah, Taya Ellis, she's been all over the floor to end the season, hustling for those rebounds, getting those double-doubles, and it makes an impact there when you can have a chance for second chance points.
Our officials will communicate and make sure they got the call right. So it's main Falcon ball. Woods gets it to Donahue, right wing. Caballero is kind of off of Donahue. Now I guess from the Kohler right wing. Kohler to Kai Woods. Back to Donahue. Donahue by the charity stripe. Donahue drives, spins, puts up a tough shot, rolls around, no good. And rebounding here from the Cardinals. And they get this one back, and they're going to get a foul, I believe, on Paige Kohler, as that was Grace Kingery who hit the deck there as the Cardinals are going back down the other way.
She's trying to plead her case as she was saying that Kingery ran into her down the floor, but nonetheless it will be a foul.
So Salenbein will inbound, averaging 15.1 points per game. Here's Carson Norman. Norman drives. Kicks it out there, and that was Verboot driving inside, and they're going to get an offensive foul on Verboot. Another big stop defensively for the Falcons.
A big part of this season, Fred Mills said, was earn it, and a big part of that is on the defensive end for this team. You see all different players in this squad taking charges, and Taya Ellis does it right there.
Kira Miller, freshman, will come in, checking in for Kaya Woods. Her first taste in the Mid-American Conference Tournament in her collegiate career. Here's Donahue, drives, got some contact, trying to get that one out, and instead it's intercepted and stolen away there from Kingery. Long pass, Salabine wide open for three, and Salabine knocks it down. 14-10, Cardinals under 3 minutes to play in the first. Here comes Cole the other way. Miller thought about a three. So Donahue turnover costs the Falcons three, and almost another one, but scooped up here from Miller. Miller back to Donahue. Shot clock down to 10. Looking for an option. Here's Donahue. Donahue drives. Gives it in to Ellis. Ellis, strong take there, rolls around the rim, no good, and that's going to be Falcon ball. His last touch off of Verboot.
Right now, Bowling Green's offense seems to be cluttered, not much space for players to drive through. I expect Fred Shamil to make some changes.
Janiah Bland Fitzpatrick now will come in for the first time this game. She'll come in for Taya Ellis. Inbound to Gherkin, and that one's just a bit short. Bland Fitzpatrick, though, try to keep that one in play. Again, it's another turnover for Bowling Green. Cardinals looking to extend on this lead. Kohler got a touch on that one. Just couldn't grab that one. It goes out of bounds, and it'll be Cardinal ball.
And that's a great job by Paige Kohler, going inside against some players that have at least 5 inches of height on her and not allowing an easy basket.
Emily Cecil will come in now for Kohler, and she'll get a breather. You have Miller, Gherkin, Bland Fitzpatrick, Donahue, and Cecil on the floor for Bowling Green. Cardinal inbound. Kingery here in the left corner. Bland Fitzpatrick's got a hand on her face. Kingery, long switch out to Verboot. Verboot fires us inside. Cecil was there. That was Bree Salamine. And Cecil there kind of just ripped that one out of bounds. So we have Cardinal inbound with 14 on the shot clock. And 2:04 minutes left here in the first quarter. Soundbine inbound, and it's right into the hands of Bland Fitzpatrick. Good positioning there from the former Seton Hall player. Here's Bland Fitzpatrick. All the way open to the rim, and Bland Fitzpatrick takes it coast to coast.
We've seen that at times this year. Bland Fitzpatrick able to go coast to coast. She did a lot of that against Coastal Carolina where she scored 20.
And Kira Miller gets the foul as she was sandwiched in between a couple of Cardinals. And it's been a back and forth first quarter. And Kira Miller, who's done so good down the stretch and really all season of drawing those fouls defensively, draws another one there. So 14-12, Ball State by 2. Bowling Green with possession. Here is Miller. Miller to Cecil. Donahue, left wing. Back to Bland Fitzpatrick. Bland Fitzpatrick drives, puts the shot there a little bit too strong. It was right into the hands there of Caballero. Caballero spins on Bland Fitzpatrick. Oh, that was pretty. And it rolls around and doesn't fall somehow. And it rolls all the way out of bounds. And they're going to say it's Cardinal ball. And Brady Sally immediately signals for Tessa Towers, who has been out for quite a bit. And now she'll come in for Caballero. Gorini, who's checked in as well. We'll inbound this one. Verboot. Gorini feeds it in. That one a little bit short there from Tagai. It's in the hands now of Cecil. Cecil into Miller. Miller has that one knocked away initially and then stolen from Tessa Towers. Another Falcon turnover on the fast break here. Tagai got it. Off glass and in. Ball State by 4. 16-12. Under a minute to play here in the first.
Feels like a wasted possession for Bowling Green after Emily Cecil was able to get a rebound over Towers on defense.
Bowling Green has not attempted a three-pointer this quarter. Now here with Gherkin. Off the mark. First three of the game for Bowling Green does not convert. Here come the Cardinals. Donahue, all-time program leader in steals in a single season, looking to add on one there. Kingery, that's a deep three over Cecil, and Grace Kingery got that one to go. It's 19-12. Ball State by 7, their largest lead of the game. Shot clock is off. Then Cardinal momentum here down in the first. Kira Miller to Gherkin. 9 seconds left. Still Gherkin. Miller. Miller drives. Miller takes the contact and gets the foul. A three-point play coming up for Kira Miller. As a freshman there, was brave there through the contact. A chance to end this one with some momentum for Bowling Green.
Yeah, big momentum changer into the end of the quarter, and by your only true freshman on the roster right there, big moment.
Layla Harrison will come in for Bowling Green. She'll come in for Donahue, who's played almost every second of that first quarter. There's 2.4 seconds left here in the first. Miller can make it a 4-point ball game. Got it. So the free throw's good, 19-15. 2.4 seconds left there. That throws all the way up to Towers, who's open, and to Tagai at the buzzer, and it's a little bit too strong there on that one. Can't hit rim, and that's how this first quarter will come to a close. 19-15, Ball State up by 4 over Bowling Green. And in the first quarter here in the quarterfinal round of the MAC tournament, we'll take a quick step aside and bring in the second quarter action here. Listen to BJ's Women's Basketball against Ball State here on WBGU at 8.1 FM.
Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU student media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
Underwriting sponsorships on Northwest Ohio's community radio station are now available. Get your business's information out to the local community and show your support for 88.1 FM. For more information regarding underwriting sponsorship at WBGU, visit bgfalconmedia.com. Thanks for your continued support of everything we do here at WBGU 88.1 FM, Northwest Ohio's community radio station. For over 70 years, WBGU 88.1 FM has provided local news, sports, and entertainment to Northwest Ohio. As a non-commercial radio station, WBGU relies on the generous contributions of local businesses in the form of underwriting. For more information regarding underwriting sponsorship at WBGU, visit bgfalconmedia.com.
Don't have time to tune into a BGSU sports broadcast? Falcon Media Sports Network will have you covered with live updates of home BGSU athletic events. To follow along, head over to @BG_FMSN on Twitter X.
You are listening to Falcon Media Sports Network coverage on WBGU 88.1 FM in Bowling Green, Ohio. At the Stro or on the road, the Falcon Media Sports Network is covering the Falcons all season.
Back here at Rocket Arena in Cleveland, Ohio, 19-15. Ball State over the Falcons here in the quarterfinal round of the 2026 MAC Women's Basketball Tournament. Lucas Clymer alongside Adam Duffin alongside with you. It's been quite the season of travel, wins, losses. It's been a ton of fun, but Bowling Green down by 4 in the first 10 minutes here.
And I got to say, this feels very familiar to the start that happened on Valentine's Day between these two teams. And right now, Bowling Green, that huge and one by Kiera Miller to end the quarter and the conversion on the free throws. So I think Bowling Green's right where they want to be. Just as long as you're within that 5-point range down the stretch, they feel like they can pull away with this one.
Well, I think the main thing that popped up to me, Adam, if you look at the stats right now, 11 points of Ball State came off of Bowling Green turnovers. Just 2 for Bowling Green.
Yeah, part of that is Taya Ellis, a couple times when she has bobbled the ball, it's led to easy transitional baskets. Meanwhile, some of Ball State's turnovers have been charges. So a charge stops the clock, stops the possession. Bowling Green just inbounds it. So let's Ball State time the setup. So even though both teams have 5 turnovers, there's a different type of turnover that impacts it a different way.
Just 1 3-pointer attempted in that first quarter for Bowling Green. Second quarter underway. Ball State going from right to left on your radio dial. Bowling Green going from left to right. Tagayi feeds this one to the left wing to Kingery. Tagayi gets it back open. Towers double team underneath. Gets it back to Tagayi. Nice 1-2 there as Tagayi gets another basket. 21-15 Cardinals. Here's Kaya Woods. Woods to Kohler. Kohler drives. Found an open lane. Kohler had one swatted away. That was taken away there from Agayi. So here come the Cardinals, up by 6, back the other way. And the Towers. Gherkin fell down. Double team with Bland Fitzpatrick as Gherkin got back up. Kohler couldn't get to Kingery in time from the screen. That one no good there, and they get the rebound there from Layla Harrison. Here's Harrison. Woods. Gherkin locks and load of 3. That one off the mark. No good. Rebounded there for the Cardinals. Kingery out. Salamine over Gherkin. Got the bucket and the foul. 3-point play coming up for Ball State as their lead extends to 8.
I'd be very interested to see what the Falcons do in terms of switching in players and helping out Lauren Gherkin down low, because it does look like she's fallen over, she's gassed offensively and limiting her on that end.
Salenbine converts the 3-point play as the Cardinals' lead extends to 9. 24-15. Don Hughes back in the fray for Bowling Green. She comes in for Harrison. Kyle Woods inbound this one. Bland Fitzpatrick also comes out as well, or at least gets a drink of water. Comes out for Kyle Woods, my bad. As Woods feeds this one to Cole. A little bit of full court press being provided there from Ball State. Here's Woods. Woods to Gherkin. Gherkin drives, kicks it out to Kohler. Kohler, long switch to Kyle Woods. Back to Gherkin. Gherkin to Woods. This is great defense here from Ball State. That's a deep 2 on the way for Gherkin, and Lauren Gherkin's got her first points of the contest. 24-17, Falcons down by 7.
Ball State went back to the defense they did on Valentine's Day, pressing starting in the second quarter.
There's Towers off the right hand. That one no good. Didn't look like she got all that one off that shot. Here's Kaya Woods on the fast break. Kaya Woods put that one up there a bit short. And rebound there from Saladin. Long outlet pass. Agari off glass and in. Off the fast break. Tagayi makes it 26-17. Under 8 minutes to play in the second quarter. Up by 9 is Ball State. Here's Gherkin. Donahue. Donahue dribbles, drives, tough shot, no good there. Loose ball on the ground, and it looks like they'll get Taya Ellis there on the foul. It'll be Taya Ellis' first personal foul of the game.
And Bowling Green's got to find a way to get Paige Kohler going. So far, only 1 of 5 from the field. With the layup, she's got to be a focal point for this team, the All-MAC third-team selection.
Leads the team and scoring. That one just bounces off the foot of Tessa Towers. And here comes Kohler on the fast break. Kohler on the fast break there. Over, shoots it a little bit too strong. And Alistair grabs the rebound, and the foul's called.
Can't really ask for a better shot for your leading scorer, but Kohler from the right side trying to avoid the contact a little more, push that shot. But luckily, Taya Ellis got him there, gives him new life.
1 for 6 is now Kohler shooting, just 2 points for her. Woods to inbound underneath the basket. Shot clock is at 20. And then Kohler into the left corner. Here's Gherkin. Gherkin back to Woods here, top of the key. Woods drives, pulls up, mid-range jumper. Got it. Kaya Woods now has 6. 26-19 as that one is stolen away there from Donahue. Donahue puts that one up there, no good. I think Shamil wanted a foul call and wasn't given. Inside. Now kicked all the way out. Bree Salavine, and Salavine hits the wide open three. It's not the first time we've seen Downey put up a shot and want a foul. And Salavine makes Bowling Green pay. It's a 10-point lead now, 29-19. Here's Gherkin, top of the key. Left wing, Woods. Woods to Donahue. Donahue will attempt a three. Off the mark to the right. Ball saved back the other way. Tagayi's open. Kingery will try a three. Off the mark there. Rebound chased down from the Cardinals. Caballera. And the Norman. Norman now drives on Woods. Norman high shot there off bounds. Right in the hands of Caballera. Donahue drives it. Try to get a clean block, but instead she fouls.
And this is part of the issue of trying to deal with this height of this Ball State roster. Is Caballero is 6'3" to replace Tessa Towers in there. So just a tough matchup all around.
Donahue and Kohler are combined for 2 for 14 shooting so far this game. As Caballero will go to the free throw line, try to extend this lead, and Bowling Green as a team 1 for 6 from their last 6. That first one's good, so make it 30-19 Ball State. So Bowling Green putting themselves in a little bit of a hole here. It's a very, very good Ball State team that only suffered 2 conference losses all season long, as the second one rattles and falls. 31-19 with 6:04 left to play here in the second. Here's Fern to Kohler. Fern, they want a travel call on Fern. It wasn't given. Here's Kyle Woods. Woods dribbles, looks for an option. Fern, Kohler, she'll try a three. Kohler, and that was off to the left. An interesting shot selection again, and Bowling Green again trying more threes, but hasn't fallen. They're 9 for 28 now shooting. There's Carson Norman and the Salamine. That's a deep 2. Off front iron, no good. Rebounding here from Donahue. Donahue in trouble. And they'll get the foul, and that is going to be on Caballero.
Bowling Green has let go a bit defensively here in the second quarter. Salamine has been left open on multiple occasions, whether it's 3 or right there. A right elbow shot for one of the top scorers in the conference is just too easy.
Bowling Green needs to get the 3 ball going. They're 0 for 4 so far in this first half. Here's Kai Woods, left wing. Woods dribbles, lofts it to Fern. Back to Donahue now. Donahue in the Kohler. Kohler to Donahue. Here's Kyle Woods. Woods dribbles, drives, puts it up, rolls around, and got it to go. 31-21, lead down to 10. Kyle Woods now leads the team with 8 points. Being inside, Caballero got some separation there from Ellis. 33-21, Ball State. Here's Kyle Woods. Fern thought about a 3. In the Woods. Woods drives. Fern, she'll try a 3 now. Off front iron, no good. Rebounded, held in here from Ball State. Ball State gets this one again. 3 ball on the way, and that one is good. Zen Verboot. 36-21. It's a 15-point lead now for the Cardinals. 4:15 left before halftime. Kohler to Woods. Woods drives inside. Hand off Donahue. Donahue spins on Verboot. And a pickle there, and that's just a very tough shot there from Donahue. No good. Here comes Ball State back the other way. And turnover and given away. Here's Kyle Woods. Woods in the Vern. That was Ziri Ransom who got that one, and Salamine there rejected that one right in front of Kohler, right in front of the Ball State Cardinal bench.
Right there, Salamine, the 6'2" reach, just able to go over Paige Kohler and block it into the Ball State bench is a big rally here in the second quarter for Ball State.
3:48 left to play before halftime. 36-21. We reached our second media timeout. And this one that is sponsored by Juniper Brewing Company. UCLA's menu by visiting juniperbrew.com. We'll take it with them. Bowling Green down by 15 against Ball State in the opening round of the MAC tournament. You're listening to BJ's Women's Basketball right here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
You are listening to Falcon Media Sports Network coverage on WBGU 88.1 FM in Bowling Green, Ohio.
Falcon Media Sports Network produces more feature stories about BGSU athletics than any other media outlet. Make sure to head over to bgfalconmedia.com and follow Falcon Media Sports Network at BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and BG Falcon Media on Instagram and Facebook to stay up to date with all of our content.
Hi, I'm Trina Lisa Vering. I'm a singer and songwriter from Copenhagen, Denmark. I have a very important message for y'all. Du kan bygge broer i din egen hjerne, eller fremelske global fred og kærlighed, alt sammen på en og samme tid, ved at lytte til The World Music Show søndage fra 6 til 8 p.m. på WBGU 88,1. Den kan også streames fra bgfalconmedia.com.
That's right. You can build bridges in your own brain and promote global peace and love all at the same time, just by listening to the World Music Show on Sundays from 6 to 8 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 and streaming at bgfalconmedia.com.
Falcon Media Sports Network now has a pregame and postgame show, along with intermission reports for every BGSU hockey broadcast, starting 25 minutes before each game. Make sure to tune in to hear insights and knowledge from Falcon Media Sports Network analysts. You can listen to every broadcast on WBGU 88.1 FM, your home for Falcon hockey. Also streaming on bgfalconmedia.com.
Check out more Falcon athletic coverage online at bgfalconmedia.com.
Back here in this one, 3:48 left to play here in the second quarter. Ball State 36-21. Bruce Clymer, Adam Duffin alongside with you here in the quarterfinal round of the MAC tournament, and it's been a dominant Ball State Cardinals quarter.
Yeah, Bowling Green offensively, they aren't able to shoot efficiently, only 31%, and their top three scorers, Paige Kohler, Janaea Donahue, Lauren Gherkin. Kohler's 1 for 8, Donahue's 1 for 9, Lauren Gherkin's 1 for 4. They have 6 combined points so far nearing halftime.
Woods gives it to Kohler. Here's Kaya Woods, Donahue, Gherkin. That's an open three from the left wing. Gherkin, no good. Bowling Green now 0 for 7 shooting from 3. Aim out this one. Jasmine Fern almost stole this one. Instead it goes to Carson Norman. Here's Norman. Norman on Woods. Norman drives, spins, looks for an option. Norman inside the post there. Cabero. Good defensive play there from Lauren Gherkin. Here's Woods. Woods drives, puts her shoulder into her, and they're getting an offensive foul on Kaya Woods. Interesting to hear what you have here about that one. I don't know there's that much contact there from Kaya Woods.
Yeah, just the extra emphasis with her lead shoulder, but typically you don't see that called against a 5'3" guard, but they did there.
Here's Carson Norman, left wing. Ball State still by 15. Here's Norman. Norman right wing. In the Towers. Towers drives over Gherkin. No good. And rebound and held in here from Donahue. Donahue now drives. Donahue in the Fern. Fern pump fakes. That's a 2. Jasmine Fern got it to go. That's her first points of the game. 36-23. Bowling Green trails by 13. Salabine. Backdoor pass. Nicely done. Grace Kingery lays it up and in off the glass.
Right now it feels like Bowling Green has been relaxed defensively.
Sky Woods again drives there. Gets the basket to go. Back down to 13. 38-25, Ball State, 2:17 left. Norman thought about it. It was 3 from top of the key, instead pulled up. Verboot drives, handoff. Cabero got it. to the contact, got to go off the bounce. 40-25, Ball State. Here's Woods and the Donahue. Kohler. Kohler drives to the contact and the Fern. Fern to Donahue. Woods, that's a deep two. Kaya Woods off the mark. Gherkin fights for the rebound and gets it. Lauren Gherkin on the putback, that one no good. And another rebound in there from Ball State. Here's Norman. Verboot. And now Saladine. 1:30 left here before halftime at Rocket Arena in Cleveland, Ohio. Saladine to Grace Kingery. Kingery will pull it up. Deep two. Nothing but net there. And Ball State's on to run away with it. It's a 17-point lead now.
Continues to be a bad mixture of leaving players open and not able to score, as Kaya Woods is the only Falcon with more than one field goal currently.
Kaya Woods also tied with a game-high 10 points with Grace Kingery. They get this one back to Kohler. That one no good. It rolls around, is a bit short. Ball State back the other way. Spin move over Kaya Woods. That one no good there from Norman. 47 seconds left and counting. Here's Donahue. Donahue drives, puts it up, and offensive foul going to be called on Donahue. And it has not been the first half that Kohler and nor Donahue would have wanted.
Yeah, very unfortunate. The two players in this team that have received honors, and of course Donahue breaking the single season steals record. Kohler reached 1,000 points later on in the season. Just a disappointing first half.
The two combined for 2 for 18 shooting. They're each 1 for 9 so far in this one. Kaya Woods is 5 for 7 with 10 points, leads the way. Ellis and Donahue, though, both have a game high 5 rebounds along with Bree Saladine. Saladine is 9 points and 5 rebounds, so she's on an early double-double watch. All MAC first teamer. Tessa Towers, haven't seen much of her, and that's just as easy of a travel as you're going to get.
Yeah, so far the Falcons have actually limited Towers pretty well. 2 of 6 shooting. You'll live with that, with how much of a threat she is down low, but they've just left players open on the outside, and Ball State 5 for 11 from three-point range. Another stat about this Bowling Green offense. Kaya Woods, 5 of 7. Rest of the team, 7 for 31.
Bowling Green 42, Ball State 25. Emily Cecil's come back in for the orange and brown. Gherkin drives, that one a bit short. Gherkin, though, gets her own rebound. Gherkin spins, puts it up, got it, and the foul for Lauren Gherkin. So 42-27, Bowling Green trying to end on some momentum here before going into halftime. As Blaine Fitzpatrick Miller coming for Fern and Kohler.
And right there, Lauren Gherkin just staying with it. The second shot attempt was a pretty tough look, but fought through some of the contact and made the fadeaway mid-range shot.
Gherkin has a chance to make a three-point play. She would go up to 5 points on the afternoon if she can. She got it 42-28, so the lead is cut down to 14. Bowling Green's going to need to figure out how to stop this Ball State offense in the second quarter. Any game they really won this year, Adam, it's been low scoring, or rather holding teams under 65 points a game. 13 seconds left. 10 seconds left here in this one. It's Carson Norman for Ball State. Here's Norman. Norman, third steps, floats it up to Towers. Towers, and that one is not close, and that is a interesting way to end that first half for Ball State, but that's how it's going to go to a close. It's a 14-point lead for the Cardinals. Falcons and head coach Fred Shamil got some work to do. They want to make a big comeback and have the upset of the tournament so far if they can take down Ball State. 42-28, Cardinals lead over your Bowling Green Falcons is the score. We'll take a quick step aside. We'll recap the first half and bring you the start of the third quarter action. You're listening to BJ's Women's Basketball and Ball State and the MAC tournament right here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Hey, this is Nicholas Winholtz, executive producer of The Swoop. Make sure to tune into The Swoop, BG Falcon Media's live sports talk show, produced by BG24, every Thursday at 4:15 p.m., live streamed on the BG24 YouTube channel, and is always available afterwards at bgfalconmedia.com. Your home for all BGSU athletics, news, and updates.
BG Authors is a campus organization dedicated to highlighting authors connected to the university. BGSU has produced some amazing authors, including Beth Macy, James Baldwin, and Tim Conway, to name a few. Visit bgauthors.com and subscribe to the blog that regularly updates on new releases, classics, non-BGSU authors, and other features such as book versus movie. That's BG Authors at bgauthors.com.
Ever wanted to hear what a BGSU coach or player says after a game? Head over to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel to watch post-game press conferences for all BGSU home volleyball, soccer, football, hockey, and basketball games.
Hey BGSU students, this is your opportunity to host your very own radio show or podcast. Get involved with Falcon Radio and quickly learn the skills you need to produce your own program. In 30 minutes or less, you'll be armed with the information you need to operate studio equipment, put on your own live shows, or recorded content. Students from all disciplines are encouraged to get involved and take advantage of this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to use world-class facilities to create your own podcast. Falcon Radio, for Falcons, by Falcons.
Falcon Media Sports Network produces weekly short-form and long-form social media pieces for in-season sports all year long. Make sure to check out at BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and at BG Falcon Media on Instagram and Facebook to view the content.
On November 15th, 2024, BGSU Hockey defeated St. Thomas in a shootout, courtesy of a game winner by defenseman Jack Blake. Falcon Media Sports Network's voice of Falcon Hockey, Ben Korak, had the call of the moment on WBGU 88.1 FM.
And Jack Blake, for all the glory, trying to put this one away. With the puck, taking it around, far side wheel, working in with the shot, and he fills it! Jack Blake with the shootout winner! First time in the lineup this season, and Jack Blake is the hero as Bowling Green mobs him.
This has been a Falcon Media Sports Network featured call.
If you ever miss the Zig Zone on Sundays from 4 to 6 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM, or just want to re-listen to the program, each show is posted in full on bgfalconmedia.com with timestamps so you can skip ahead to your favorite part.
Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU student media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
Falcon
Falcon Media Sports Network writes and publishes over 1,000 stories per year, including game previews, recaps, sidebars, opinion pieces, feature stories, and more. Head over to bgfalconmedia.com to view all of our content for every sport throughout the year.
If you're in need of affordable housing in Bowling Green, Falcon Media has got you covered with apartmentsforrentbowlinggreen.com. This website provides an interactive way to search for apartments, townhomes, and houses for rent in Bowling Green. Housing gets secured quickly in Bowling Green, so it's never too early to start your search for a great place to live near campus. Take the hassle out of apartment finding. Visit apartmentsforrentbowlinggreen.com. Brought to you by BG Falcon Media.
You are listening to Falcon Media Sports Network coverage live on 88.1 FM and streaming on bgfalconmedia.com.
Back here at Rocket Arena in Cleveland, Ohio, halftime here between Bowling Green and Ball State. 42-28 Cardinals over your Bowling Green Falcons. Lucas Clymer and Adam Duffin alongside with you. It was a first half that was back and forth, especially in the first quarter, but in the second quarter it was pretty much dominated by Ball State. What say you?
Yeah, I think it was just a simple case of Bowling Green not being able to adjust to the zone defense by Ball State. They did the exact same thing on February 14th when these two teams last faced, and same thing happened in that game. Bowling Green either had turnovers or just weren't able to capitalize on their open shots, and so far Bowling Green 0 for 7 from three-point range. If you can't hit three-pointers and a team runs zone defense on you, it's very difficult to get the ball inside very easily and score.
It is indeed. The halftime stats, Bowling Green's Kyle Woods leading the way. 10 points on 5 for 7 shooting. Donnie and Clore combined for just 2 for 18. They're each 1 for 9 with 2 points. Ellis and Fern also have 2 points. Lauren Gherkin is second with 5 on 2 for 8 shooting. 3 points for Kieran Miller. It's also a Bowling Green team that's shooting 32% and haven't made a three-pointer yet this game, 0 for 7.
Yeah, Bowling Green, a good way for them to get back in this game is potentially take advantage from the free throw line. However, the only two they've had have been on and one opportunities that they've converted on. And when driving in the basket, they haven't gotten calls. However, Ball State has only shot 4 free throws of their own. So it's going both ways. The officials aren't calling fouls down low, and that's something that the players will have to deal with, as well as in tournament play. Typically, officials let some more things go. So Bowling Green has definitely got to adjust and start hitting their shots.
Indeed, as now Bowling Green and Miami. But now with Miami, Kingery with 10 points on 4 for 8 shooting. Saladine with 9 points with 5 rebounds. Tagay with 8 points, 3 rebounds. Towers has 4 and 4 points and rebounds. So it's been kind of spread apart for the Redhawks, but for the Cardinals, meanwhile, the Redhawks are on the screen right now, so that's why I said that. Apologies there. But it's Ball State team that, if you look at points off turnovers, they had 11 of them in that first half, and all 11 came in the first quarter. And that's really what I was Bowling Green's Achilles heel, really, was they kind of turned the ball over a little bit too much in the first quarter and led to some easy Ball State points.
Yeah, Ball State, they've played overall team game, moving the ball around. They've been able to open up some shots for that, shooting 5 of 11 from deep. And really, you know, if you're able to get all those players involved and in their rhythm, it really becomes a threat. And Bowling Green kind of felt like they were almost lost defensively, trying to keep up with all the movement by the Ball State offense at the moment.
Indeed, and Adam, if you're head coach Fred Schmiel, I told you pregame, but you're down by 14 heading to the third quarter. Your two stars haven't shot the ball particularly well. You're not shooting well together as a team, and you're 0 for 7 for 3. What are you telling your team at halftime? What is the instructions to come back into keys to possibly force overtime, but obviously to get a big win and a big upset and to keep your season alive?
I think immediately I would be saying move the ball and move without the ball. Be able to set screens, run around, just create at least movement from the defense. And on the actual defensive end for Bowling Green, they need to play help. And I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to go with a bit of a taller lineup in the second half, maybe have Kendall Moxie or Jaden Cook get involved and get more playing time just because their size. It will help with Bowling Green with the matchups and not put as much pressure on Lauren Gherkin or Taya Ellis to have to handle being the main rebounder on both ends.
Indeed, we'll see if someone like a Jaden Cook can come into this one. Didn't see action there in that first half. We'll take a quick step aside here. We are just minutes away here from the start of the third quarter between Bowling Green and Ball State. 42-28 is the score. But before we send it off, I want to give a big thank you to Aaron Peters for letting us borrow his station time here today, here for the MAC tournament. Big thank you to him. His show runs every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Miami and Ohio were winners of the game earlier in this week, or today in the MAC tournament. They'll face each other in the semifinals on Friday. The winner of this one will face UMass and Toledo in the semifinal round. And with that, we'll send it back off here. And in a couple minutes, we'll have the start of the third quarter. BJ's Women's Basketball and Ball State here in the MAC tournament right here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Falcon Media Sports Network has video highlights of BGSU athletic events. To see all the moments from your favorite BGSU teams and athletes, head over to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel or view them on bgfalconmedia.com.
Follow and engage with BG Falcon Media on social media. Find the handle at BG Falcon Media on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube for all sorts of content, including news information, BGSU athletics coverage, and feature stories from across campus. Enjoy specialty content such as full episodes of the local music showcase, Live and Loud. The coverage continues with BG Falcon Media on all major social platforms.
Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU student media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
Unlike other local sources, Falcon Media Sports Network and BG Falcon Media will never charge a paywall to view our content. However, if you are looking to support student media, you can donate at the bottom of our stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
Hi everyone, I'm Claudia Schmidt. Resist the empire of cacophony. Listen to The Folk Show. Thursdays from 6 to 8 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM and also streaming at www.bgfalconmedia.com. Listen up, listen in, and enjoy.
Falcon Media Sports Network will cover and call every game of the MAC men's and women's basketball tournaments from Rocket Arena in Cleveland, Ohio for the 6th straight year from Wednesday, March 11th through Saturday, March 14th. Tune into the games on WBGU 88.1 FM and Falcon Radio with all content on @BG_FMSN on Twitter X and bgfalconmedia.com.
You are listening to Falcon Media Sports Network coverage on WBGU 88.1 FM in Bowling Green, Ohio. Check out bgfalconmedia.com for previews, recaps, photos, videos, and more of the Falcons.
Back here at Rocket Arena in Cleveland, Ohio, home of the Cleveland Cavaliers and the 2016 NBA champions. Looking at the banners all across the arena for the 5-time Eastern Conference champions, along with Central Division champions. We are ready to get underway here in the third quarter between Bowling Green and Ball State. 42-28 is the score. Falcons down by 14. Looking to keep their season alive and get the first MAC tournament win under head coach Fred Shamil and his Air Loose Climber. Adam Duffin alongside with you, getting ready to get action back underway here.
Yeah, I think it's a big test here of what this team is made of. They've had that hot streak to end the season. How can they put it back together in just one half of basketball and make a 14-point comeback, something that is not the easiest thing to do, especially in tournament play.
Bowling Green will be going from right to left on your radio dial. Ball State now will be going from left to right. Bowling Green in their brown. Ball State in the white uniforms. It'll be Bowling Green inbound. So third quarter underway here as Kohler will get this one and look for an option and looking in for Donahue. Here's the Woods. Ellis. Ellis to Kohler. Here's Kohler to Fern. Kai Woods dribbles, looks for an option, step backs. Kai Woods puts it up there, no good. And one goes out of bounds. And it will be the Falcon ball. Last touch off the Cardinal.
On the possession, you saw Paige Kohler try to drive baseline, and she was welcomed by Tessa Towers, about 8 inches taller than her down low.
Here's Kohler to Kai Woods. Kohler gets it left wing. Top of the key, Kohler. Here's Fern. Fern drives. Donahue. Donahue dribbles, spins around. Outside, Jasmine Fern for three. No good. Big rebound there from Tagai. Tagai has that one knocked away. Kai Woods. And guess who stole it away? It was Donahue. They're trying to put the shot there. She was fouled as Tagai comes crashing into underneath the basket.
And right there, good job by Janaea Donahue hustling right behind the ball handler down the court, able to just tip it away. And Kaya Woods, the wherewithal to immediately know, throw it up court again, Janaea Donahue, good chance she'll get free throws or an open basket.
Here's Donahue's first, and she's got it. So make it 42-29. Bowling Green now only going to have to be productive offensively in the third quarter. They're going to have to limit Ball State on the other end. Donahue's second one is good, 42-30. Here's Carson Norman. We'll bring this one back up the court for Ball State. In the Towers, guarded by Ellis. Towers handoff, Grace Kingery. Led the Cardinals in scoring that first half. Kingery, step back, steep two. That's a bit short. Right into the hands of Donahue.
And those types of shots are what Bowling Green want, where Kingery was off balance.
Donahue loses her footing, loose ball on the floor, and it's scooped up there from Tagai. Here's Norman. Norman to Tagai. There's Salabine. The Towers. Donahue's had a handful of turnovers here in this one. Norman. Tagai. They backed off her, didn't take her space. That one, no good, and a good rebound from Ellis that she drove inside. Now Kai Woods here on the fast break. Kai Woods dribbles. Kai Woods puts the shot up there, no good. Ellis fighting for the rebound. It's last off of Salabine. It'll be Falcon ball.
And right now, Bowling Green, they need to cut the lead down here in the third quarter. They can't wait until the fourth to get it within the 5 to 7 point range.
Woods in the Kohler. 8:03 left to play here in the third quarter. Kohler drives. Kohler gets a separation, and she's rejected underneath the basket there. Again from Ball State, that was Kingery. Kingery, Tagai, Norman a three from the left wing, and she's got it. It's a 15-point lead once again for Ball State, 45-30. And Kingery's got the Cardinals' first points in this one. Donahue to Kohler. Here's Woods, back to Donahue. Fern, pump fakes, right wing, dribbles inside, Fern. Back at the Kohler. Kohler dribbles, floater, got it. That was pretty there from Kohler. Quick release, 45-32. Falcons down by 13. Here's Norman. Norman back door. And Kingery couldn't grab it initially, but got it back there on the scraps and put it up and in off the glass.
And now Bowling Green has gotten it going for a couple baskets offensively.
And Woods and Ellis there, miscommunication. Almost lost it initially there, and that was Norman taking a tumble, and Norman staying down. And we'll be on Norman for the foul. And she's up hobbling. As Miller and Gherkin will come in, Ellis and Woods will check out. And Norman will come out, and checking back in is Gorini. Kohler inbound, gets to Miller. Here's Donahue. Donahue surveying her options and commanding the floor. Donahue drives, spins, puts a shot there, no good. That was on Tagai, and now Donahue goes to the line.
Donahue still 1 of 9 from the field, but she made 2 free throws not too long ago, a couple possessions ago. And now another way to get her going, get the ball going in the basket and build that confidence.
Falcons still down by 15, now 14 as Donahue able to make the first one. Donahue here for a second. All-MAC honorable mention, All-MAC defensive team, and defensive player of the year this year, Janaea Donahue, as she can't convert on that second one. 47-33. Ball saved by 14. Gorini. Salenbein. Gets it back on the return. Salenbein gets the screen set. Still Salenbein working. Salenbein trying to find this one. Fern off the tip there. Towers with it. Fern in a tangle up. And jump ball will favor Ball State. Brady Salaby is saying that he called a timeout. And down this one, here's Salenbein. Open to Guy who's wide open from the back there. That one no good. Rebound there from Towers, and she couldn't get that one to fall, but she's fouled.
And right there, second chance opportunities. You can't allow those when down 14 in a game like this. So just a difficult moment right now for the Falcons.
And that first one is short. They're from Towers.
She's only a 68% free throw shooter on the season, so not too shocking.
Second one there's nothing but net. 48-33. Lead back up to 15. Fern to Kohler. Here's Miller. Miller, and she's tangled up. And a couple Cardinals. And it's still going to be Bowling Green ball. Kohler inbound, and with Bowling Green out, they just need to go on a run here to cut this one in, but doesn't look like it's happening anytime soon. As Miller there just lost the ball off the contact there and goes out of bounds.
And right there, simply not able to handle the ball, but the ESPN announcer was able to handle it down courtside.
They fire this one looking for Towers. Miller now comes back with it. Under 6 minutes to play in the third quarter, 48-33 Ball State. Miller drives, and they're going to get an offensive foul on the freshman. And Shamia will signal for Emily Cecil. .550 to play left and counting. Here's Gorini. Kingery, that's a deep three. Off front iron, no good. Rebounded there. Big rebound from Tagai. And this actually stepped out of bounds after grabbing that rebound. It'll be Falcon ball.
And Tagai only 6 foot tall, but that's taller than every Falcon on the floor except Lauren Gherkin right now, and she's the same height as Jasmine Fern.
Here's Donahue. Donahue in the Kohler. Kohler, nice move. Kohler puts it up and in off the glass. Nice 1-2 from Donahue and Kohler. 48-35. There's Towers. Kingery. Tagai on Donahue. Tagai spins, rejected from Gherkin. One of the top players in the MAC and blocks his season. Towers, the putback there, no good. As Cecil comes away with it. Cecil dribbles it. It's off the foot. And Donahue puts it back in. Donahue. Fern locks and load a 3. Jasmine Fern in and out. Bowling Green now go 0 for 10 from beyond the arc.
And that one would have been huge. Cut it down to 10 after all the fight on the defensive end just to get the ball back.
Here's Salenbein. Tagai. Salenbein guard from Fern. Gets a screen set. Salenbein met from Donahue, and it's poked away from Donahue. The best defender in the MAC comes away with another steal. Cecil back to Donahue. Fern. She'll try a 3 from top of the key, and that's good. The first 3-pointer made for the Falcons, and boy, was that needed. 48-38.
And you said it, first 3-pointer of the game for the Falcons. This game is not over if they can figure it out from beyond the arc.
Cecil, let that one go. Here's Kingery. Kingery puts it in. That one no good. Towers just monstering over Gherkin, gets the rebound. They wave the shot off. And I think they're going to review this one. Maybe a foul on Gherkin as Towers had a forearm. And they're going to give it on Gherkin, but they're going to probably have to look at this one. And this timeout will be on the floor, sponsored by Juniper Brewing Company, located 145 South Main Street in downtown Bowling Green, serving coffee, craft for your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. See this menu by visiting juniperbrew.com. We'll take it with them. Bowling Green down by 10, 48-38 here in the MAC tournament. Quarterfinal round here in Cleveland, Ohio on WBGU 88.1 FM.
I need some extra money. Do I qualify for the Earned Income Tax Credit?
Use the EITC Assistant tool. With just a little information, this tool helps you calculate eligibility with ease and accuracy. Get an estimate of how much credit you qualify for and get a printout of your results before you prepare your return or visit your tax preparer. To use the EITC Assistant tool and see if you're eligible to claim the credit, visit irs.gov/EITC.
What kind of help does the IRS have for identity theft victims?
If you suspect you're a victim of tax-related identity theft, go to irs.gov/identity theft to learn how to prevent potential refund fraud and protect your tax account. At the IRS, combating tax-related identity theft is a top priority, and we are committed to prevention, detection, and assisting victims. And we're working with law enforcement to catch the criminals. For more info, go to irs.gov/identity theft to learn what the IRS is doing to help protect you.
On September 28, 2025, BGSU women's soccer's Lizzie Boltnick scored her first goal in 2 years in a 4-0 win over Central Michigan. She later earned a brace in the win. Falcon Media Sports Network's Henry Costco had the call of her first strike.
It's around Boltnick. Going to have a lot of space here on this side. She's going to be on the breakaway. The 2-on-1. Borgman has to get back towards the goal, and she's got to put it forward over the head of Borgman and in. Lizzie Boltnick. Unbelievable. Taking advantage of Borgman being up near the midfield line.
This has been a Falcon Media Sports Network feature call.
You are listening to Falcon basketball coverage live on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Back here at Rocket Arena in Cleveland, Ohio. 3:57 left to play here in the third. Bowling Green down by 10. 48-38 is the score. Luce Palmer, I'm definitely alongside with you. I don't believe it was an official review on a potential foul on Tessa Towers on Gherkin. Instead, they get the foul on Gherkin under the basket. So we should have free throws coming up for Gherkin when both teams break here from the huddle.
Yeah, I think so as well. I've seen the officials walking over to different coaches and trying to explain what happened, but Fred Shamil.
If you're a body language reader, I would say what we said was correct.
Basic body language analysis says that Fred Shamil does not agree with the call, so it will stand on the floor. It does not look like a shooting foul, though.
Well, it's so hard for Towers, and you're right, it not be a shooting foul, be an inbound, but to officiate Towers, she's so much bigger than anyone else on the floor, just naturally. As an inbound here for the Cardinals. Agai. Guarini drives, guarded here from Cecil. Kingery for three. Ricochets in and out. Gherkin fighting for the rebound. Instead, it goes right into the hands there of Tagayi, and she can't get that one to go, and Bowling Green escapes there. Donahue grabbed another rebound. Here's Kohler, right wing Donahue. Here's Bland Fitzpatrick. Donahue, Gherkin, guarded for Caballero. Donahue now drives. Donahue spins, looks for an option, off balance shot there, no good. Big rebound there from Bland Fitzpatrick, puts a shot up there, no good. Donahue fighting for the rebound, and it'll be Cardinal ball. Just the size and physicality there, the Cardinals defense a little bit too much.
And a lot of Janaea Donahue's shots today, she's taking them off balance, trying to go off her pivot foot for force, but 1 for 10 on the day.
Losing that one there was Verboot. Almost lost concentration, and they're going to get a foul here. They'll get on the Falcons to be Emily Cecil for a foul off the ball. And it'll be her first. Guarini. And then this one, Verboot. Kingery will take a three. That one ricochets and falls. Grace Kingery. It's a back up to a 13-point lead, 51-38 Ball State. 2:45 left to play in the third quarter. Kingery has now 15. Kohler. Bland Fitzpatrick. Into Gherkin. Cecil. Cecil to Donahue. Donahue drives, takes the contact, and that was rejected away from Tagayi. 8 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists for Tagayi. She's been all over the place for Ball State.
You know, right now Bowling Green is led by Kaya Woods with 10 points, but we haven't seen her as much here in the third quarter. Interesting to see when she'll come back in.
Cecil to Gherkin. Gherkin feeds it one, Bland Fitzpatrick. Bland Fitzpatrick lost it initially, loose ball on the floor, and the shot clock will expire. And Bowling Green just never got set, never got the play they wanted there.
And Ball State actually has more turnovers in this one, but the difference is 9.4 field goal percentage difference from Ball State to BG.
The guy on the other side of the floor, Donahue driving. That one tipped away, and Donahue's got it. Donahue drives. Donahue kicks it out. Kohler from right wing hasn't attempted a three since the first half. Gherkin for three, and Lauren Gherkin's got it. Huge three-pointer made there, and leads back down to 10 once again. 51-41 with under 2 minutes to play. And a timeout going to be taken here on the floor. Timeout taken for Bowling Green. That is sponsored by Juniper Brewing Company. You see this menu visiting juniperbrew.com. And we'll take it with them. Bowling Green down by 10 here in the opening MAC tournament game on WBGU 88.1 FM.
What kind of help does the IRS have for identity theft victims?
If you suspect you're a victim of tax-related identity theft, go to irs.gov/identity theft to learn how to prevent potential refund fraud and protect your tax account. At the IRS, combating tax-related identity theft is a top priority, and we are committed to prevention, detection, and assisting victims. And we're working with law enforcement to catch the criminals. For more info, go to irs.gov/identity theft to learn what the IRS is doing to help protect you.
Talking to your kids about the dangers of vaping can be hard. Getting them to listen to hot gossip is easy. So here's some drama you could share with your kid. Dude, did you hear about Cassie and Jake? No, but did you hear that vaping can cause irreversible lung damage and nicotine affects brain development? Nuh-uh. You don't need to gossip if you want to have an open conversation about vaping. So if you want to get tips on when and how to talk to your kids, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
This is Phil Beskid, BGSU Radio Faculty Advisor. You can catch all the Falcon Media Sports Network broadcasts on our two stations, WBGU 88.1 FM and Falcon Radio, which can both be found on bgfalconmedia.com. Ziggy.
Join the Zig Zone Sundays from 4 to 6 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Back here at Rocket Arena in Cleveland, Ohio, with Bowling Green trailing by 10, 51-41 with a minute 56 left here in the third quarter. Bruce Kleinmeyer and Adam Duffin alongside with you here. And then for Bowling Green, it's still been kind of the same struggles here a bit in the third quarter, but they've gotten a couple three-pointers, which something that they did not do in the first half. And so far, they find themselves down by 10.
Yeah, both times it was top of the key. One time Jasmine Fern, the other Lauren Gherkin, getting those players going, more of your typical shooters that you have on your roster. And then Paige Kohler, 0 for 2 from 3. Really hasn't given herself a chance for those ones. And one of them was blocked, and the other one fell short. So right now, Bowling Green still shooting about 8% worse than Ball State from the field, 30% worse from 3. So they just got to hit their shots right now because they actually have less turnovers than Ball State. Ball State has 13, Bowling Green has 11. And Kaya Woods hasn't played in a lot of this third quarter. She's back in the game now, and she's the leading scorer with 10 and trailed by Lauren Gherkin with 8.
Well, let's recap what we've seen. In the first, we saw a defensive win from Miami over Kent State, but an 89-88 win from Ohio over Central Michigan, over Maddie Morrison, the MAC Player of the Year, from Bailey Tabling's 33 points. That'll be an interesting matchup on Friday between those two, and one of them will be playing in the MAC Championship on Saturday morning, which myself, and Trey Kennedy will be on the call for that one, 11 a.m. on Falcon Radio. If that doesn't include Bowling Green, if it includes Bowling Green, that'll be on WBGU 88.1 FM. And that's going to be a double dribble there. Guarini. That's pretty easy there.
Yeah, right there. Good job pressuring down the floor by Janiah Bland-Fitzpatrick, and she did her job, gets subbed out for Paige Kohler, and now the Falcons have a chance to cut it to single digits.
Core inbounds to Kaya Woods. A minute 45 left. Here's Woods to Kohler. Cecil to Donahue. Donahue drives, lays it up. No good, which has not been her day at all of Donahue. Kohler almost read that pass. Kingery gets his one into Salamine. Woods knocked that one away. Still with it is Verboot, pardon me. Verboot gets it back. Kingery. Dribbles, Kingery. Caballero. Loose ball on the floor, that one no good, and the shot clock will expire. That's fantastic defensive stop for the Falcons.
Yeah, great job by the Falcons continuing to rotate. You see Emily Cecil weaving in and out of screens from Ball State along with Kaya Woods as well. And then both teams kind of stopped with 2 seconds on the clock as the loose ball rolled away.
Kaya Woods, here's Cecil, Donahue, Kohler. Kohler get it to Woods. Inside, here Donahue. Donahue drives underneath the basket, puts it up. No good again. And that was Saladbine with it. A loose ball on the floor. Donahue comes away with the hands off here for Kaya Woods. Woods into Gherkin. Gherkin floater, got it. And that was all Donahue there on the hustle play to get that steal.
Yeah, great job hustling after the missed basket, and good job by Lauren Gherkin and Emily Cecil coming in transition to help get the basket.
From there, shot clock is off. 17 seconds left. Bowling Green down by 8. Woods inside Saladbine. Saladbine puts it up and in. Up by 10. 3 seconds left. Kohler. Kohler slips and couldn't get the shot off. And slips on a wet spot on the floor. And that's how this third quarter will come to a close. Bowling Green down by 10, 53-43 from the start of the fourth quarter. They got 10 minutes to save their season and come back or to force overtime. We'll see if they can do so here. The opening MAC game of the tournament. The winner will face UMass in Toledo in the next round. Bowling Green down by 10 here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Every 2 minutes, an American is sexually assaulted. Be the someone who gives their time. Be the someone who lends an ear. Be the someone who takes a step. This is Christina Ricci with RAIN, asking you to join the fight against sexual violence and volunteer in your community. Log on to rain.org, that's RAINN.org, to learn how you can be the someone.
This message brought to you by the Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network and this station.
Here's that song again. Here's that song again. For the 100th time today. Here's that song again. It's gonna be stuck in your head all day. Here's that song again. It will make you cray cray.
You love your kids enough to watch that TV show a bajillion times. Love them enough to make sure they're in the right car seat for their age and size. Show them you love them. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I'm Chris Jakomick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakomick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
Falcon Media Sports Network produces more feature stories about BGSU athletics than any other media outlet. Make sure to head over to bgfalconmedia.com and follow Falcon Media Sports Network at BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and BG Falcon Media on Instagram and Facebook to stay up to date with all of our content.
Now back to more Falcon basketball action live on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Back here at Rocket Arena, Bowling Green down by 10 here as we start the fourth quarter here on WBGU 88.1 FM. Luke Slammer and Adam Duffin alongside with you. 53-43 is your score. Bowling Green going to need to make, obviously not down by much, but it's going to need to be a comeback nonetheless if they want to upset the number 2 seeded Ball State Cardinals and move on to the semifinals in the next round.
Well, I've been saying it the whole game, and I'm going to say it again. They're only shooting 32.7% right now. They have not shot up to par at all this game. They still have time. If they can catch fire at the right moment here in the fourth quarter, they can make this 10-point comeback possible.
Well, you've set up to par this game. You've really set up to par this season, which has not been the shooting performance they've wanted this year, only averaging about almost 40% shooting from the floor.
Yeah, big discrepancy in the MAC between teams. Bowling Green was just over 37% as a team from the field.
Here's Norman as we start the fourth quarter here. They get the Tessa Towers for an easy basket right underneath Gherkin. 55-43 to lead up to 12 for Ball State. Woods, here's the Donahue. Into the Kohler. Warren Gherkin will try a 3. That one off the mark there. Rebound chase down from Kai Woods. Woods drives. Woods puts it up. Woods a little bit too strong, and it was last touch off of Salenbein, and it will be Falcon ball. And look who we see here for the first time this game is Jaden Cook, who will come in for Emily Cecil.
And now they move out Cecil at 5'6" and substitute it with 6'3" Jaden Cook.
Here's Cook. Comes in and gets the ball. Matched up with Towers under the basket. Here's Kohler. Kohler drives. Kohler and the Donahue. Donahue spins, putting it up and in, and Donahue, that's 7 points for her. And 55-45. Salenbein. Thought about 3. Salenbein drives on Cook and spin move there, no good. And it's a foul, and shooting 2 will be Ball State.
And Cook, she did directly put her arms up in the air. However, she was still moving her feet, so charged with the shooting foul on that one.
Salenbein's first one is off front iron. Bowling Green down by 10, 55-45.
Bit of a rarer miss from Salabine. Almost tied top of the team at 83%.
The next one there from Salabine is good. Here's Kyle Woods. Woods dribbles, spins, gets it to Kohler. Here's Woods again. Woods into Gherkin. Gherkin, that's a deep three. Lauren Gherkin connects. Now Falcons down by 8, 56-48. Can they go on a bit of a run here? We'll see. It's Carson Norman. Norman on Woods. Gets by Kyle Woods. Norman, a little floater, no good. Big rebound, Jaden Cook. Here's Donahue. Donahue drive, kicks it back out. Kohler. Kohler drives. Bounce pass underneath. Jaden Cook puts it up and in. Falcons down by 6, 56-50, 8:05 left. And did Shamil put Cook in at the perfect time? We'll see. Norman. Salamine. Towers rejected. Double team with Cook and Gherkin. Here's Donahue. Donahue drives, kicks it out. Gherkin open for three. Rolls around and out. Cook got the tip there. Kai was just a little bit late to get to that loose ball. Boy, if Gherkin could have hit that three, it would have just been a 3-point lead for Ball State. Still 7:41 left, but Falcons trail by 6.
And Gherkin had that one hit off the rim a bit. It wasn't just off the front iron immediately. You could hear the arena just get excited for that one.
Here's Woods. Play called here for Ball State. Towers. Towers falls down. They want a double travel call. No, not given. And instead, it's a three ball in the way. That is woefully short. It goes right into the hands of Donahue. Donahue let pass to Kohler. Kohler drives. Kohler puts it up and in. Timeout taken for Shamil. And the momentum has swung in favor of the Orange and Brown. They find themselves down by 4, 56-52, with 7 minutes and some change left to play here at Rocket Arena.
Unbelievable what has happened for BG on this run they've gone on. 7-0 run in under 2 minutes. Amazing energy here in Rocket Arena.
Bowling Green on a run. Timeout taken for Shamil as they're looking to capitalize on this one and possibly tie this game or take a lead. This timeout is sponsored by Juniper Brewing Company. Find the latest menu by visiting juniperbrew.com. We'll take it with them. Bowling Green on a run. Down by 4. Listen to BJSU Women's Basketball here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Start your day with WBGU FM and Early Bird Oldies. Tune into Northwest Ohio's community radio station weekdays from 4 to 6 a.m. for classic hit music from decades past. Enjoy all the golden oldies you remember and stick around for local community news and entertainment with The Morning Show. Early Bird Oldies, broadcast weekdays from 4 to 6 a.m. on Northwest Ohio's community radio station.
Don't have time to tune into a BGSU sports broadcast? Falcon Media Sports Network will have you covered with live updates of home BGSU athletic events. To follow along, head over to @BG_FMSN on Twitter X.
You are listening to Falcon Media Sports Network coverage on WBGU 88.1 FM in Bowling Green, Ohio.
Looking for a BGSU Athletics talk radio show? Tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m., where a panel of Falcon Media Sports Network members discuss the hottest BG sports topics. Only on WBGU 88.1 FM.
After this game wraps up, more coverage continues online at bgfalconmedia.com.
Back here at Rocket Arena in Cleveland, Ohio. Bowling Green down by 4, 56-52, but it's been a 7-0 run for Bowling Green that has put them in the position. They were down by as much as 17 in that first half, but it's been an offensive run in As it looks, it might go down the wire, but we still got a lot of basketball left to be played. 7:08 left here in the fourth quarter. Lucas Clymer, Adam Duffin alongside with you.
And right there, that run in the final 2 minutes, it was a 7-0 in the last minute 48, 9-1 run in the last 2:41. Just Bowling Green making the adjustment of importing Jaden Cook into the game, and it's worked out great, helping Lauren Gherkin get a combo block on Tessa Towers, the 6'5" senior center, and then also Jaden Cook scoring down low, helping rebound. And what do you know it, Jaden Cook's back out there.
If you had on your bingo card with just how the season's gone and just terms of players who have played minutes, Jaden Cook may be the difference in a win and your season is continuing or losing, your season's over. I don't think it was on many people's bingo card before this one. It'll be Ball State ball to start. Press being provided. It's Bland, Fitzpatrick, Woods, Kohler, Donahue, and Cook on the floor for Bowling Green. Here's Norman. Woods in a tangle up there. Bland, Fitzpatrick, and Salabine. And they're going to get Bland, Fitzpatrick.
And Bowling Green's whole coaching staff got up at that call, but usually if players get tangled up, they're going to favor the offense.
And another one. This time they'll get a foul, and Bland Fitzpatrick draws that one. Her and Salabine went back and forth. That time she wins that one. Big stop defensively for Bowling Green, down by 4. Well, if you remember, Adam, I know you weren't here last year. You were a little high schooler, senior high schooler, but there was almost no upsets in the MAC tournament last year for both the men's or the women's tournament. It was all chalk all the way through the men's team. Women's team, there was little to even no upsets off of memory. This could be a big one here. The 7-seed Bowling Green knocking out the number 2-seed Ball State if they can. They're down by 4, 56-52, under 7 minutes to play. They're in with a chance. Donahue drives, puts it up, no good. And Towers tried to put that one off of Cook, and it still remained Falcon ball with 18 on the shot clock.
And they got lucky there with the way the ball went. Towers wasn't able to stay in bounds.
And try to feed that one into Cook. It's ripped away and stolen away from Towers. Norman. Ball State back the other way. Tagai to Norman. Woods, handoff. Salabi. Tagai. Shot clock winding down to 7. Towers over Cook. Down to 3 now. Norman still working on Woods. At the high gap, a shot there, no good. Cook gets the rebound. Shot clock violation. Another big stop for Bowling Green.
And a big thing right now is Ball State needs to find an adjustment within their lineup. Tessa Towers has not hit a three-pointer all season long. Anise Tagai, not a three-point shooter, 10 attempts the whole season, and it's leading Bowling Green to stay back on defense.
Woods to Gherkin. Donahue. Donahue gets it back. Donahue to Kohler. Got a screen set. Kohler hands it off. Donahue underneath the basket. Donahue spins, putting it up there, just a bit too strong. Towers gets the rebound. And the shots are going to need to make. Still 56-52. 5:40 left here in this one. Norman, Salabine, they got the screen they wanted. It's off the front iron. And right to the hands of Kohler. Here's Kohler. Into Donahue, putting it up. And they're going to get an offensive foul on Donahue. And Donahue maybe out of breath here, and she's slow to get up.
Donahue jumped pretty high on that play for that layup, and coming down like that when you get hit by a defender, whether they call it a charge or a shooting foul, no matter what, that does hurt.
So that's going to go as Donahue's 4th turnover and her 3rd personal foul. And Jasmine Firm will come in for Jaden Cook.
That move happening due to Tessa Towers being subbed out of the game, not needing as much height on the floor.
Tagai Celebine floats it up. Caballero gets it back to Norman. Celebine again. Celebine double team underneath. Finding through the open man, and they got it. Perfect passing for Ball State, 58-52, and lead up to 6. Under 5 minutes to play. Gherkin thought about a 3. Next stoppage will be our immediate timeout. Here's Kaya Woods. Woods to Kohler. Here's Kohler, gets a screen set from Fern. Kohler drives, puts it up and in. No foul called. But Kohler runs back on defense. 58-54 lead back down the 4. Kohler now has 12. High arcing shot, no good. Donahue gets a swipe initially. Caballero, they kick it out. Kingery for 3. Got it. That's a big 3 to extend the lead to 7. Kohler. 61-54, Ball State. 4:05 left. Here's Kohler. Driving, kick it out to Fern. Fern floats it, looking for Donahue. It's last off of Donahue. It's Ball State ball. And it will still remain Cardinal ball. They looked at the monitor to see if it was worth reviewing. And that's a huge 3 from Kingery, and that could have stopped all the momentum for Bowling Green. As Bland Fitzpatrick comes in for Fern.
Grace Kingery, only a sophomore, 20 points leading a MAC tournament game with 4 threes.
And the freshman has showed out. 3:45 left. Kingery. Woods knocked it away. Kaya Woods off the turnover. Woods puts it up. Then got it. Big turnover there for Kaya Woods. It's bound to 5. 61-56. Norman. Screen set there. Woods goes down. Nothing called. Salamine stays with it. Kicked it out. Open 3. Norman. That one no good. Rebounded strong there from Ball State. Salamine wide open for 3, and she's got it. 64-56. It's back up to 8. 3 minutes left. Kohler drives, puts it up and in. Quick answer, 64-58. It's a 6-point lead. Under 3 minutes to play here at Rocket Arena. Here's Norman. Every stop now is important for Bowling Green. Norman into Kohler. Kingery. Norman drives, floats it up on Gherkin. No good. Easy rebound for Cardinals. Kingery again for 3. Another dagger. That time from the left wing. It's up to 9. 67-58 in the 3 ball. Might be prevailing the Cardinals through. Kohler putting it up, no good, but she's fouled.
And they're back-to-back possessions for Ball State. Missed shot, offensive rebound, kick it out. Salabine hits an open 3. And the other time, it was Grace Kingery to hit an open 3. Arguably the 2 most lethal shooters on their roster.
10 for 21 shooting for 3 for Ball State. Just 3 for 15 for Bowling Green. 2-11, Bowling Green down by 9. Kohler's first free throw is good. First time she went to the line all game.
And Paige Kohler started 1 for 9. She's gone 5 of her last 6 from the field.
Second one good, 67-60, Ball State up by 7. 3 possession game. And some of those shots would have made in the first half of Bowling Green what could have been. Norman will drive. Norman is open. Norman just kind of dribbling around, wasting time almost. Under a minute 50 left. Still Norman. Celebine open 3. You bet. Hear the roar of the Cardinals. It's 70-60. A 4th big 3 here down the stretch for Ball State. Timeout taken for head coach Fred Shamil. And Bree Salabine, all MAC first team selection, has put Cardinals up by 10. With a minute 35 left. Timeout taken for Fred Shamil.
And once again, Bree Salabine just left open, wide open on the wing. Her fourth three of the game. Her and Kingery have combined for 41 points, 9 combined threes. And Bowling Green, when looking back on this game, they're going to regret how much they left Kingery and Salabine open. As down 10 with a minute 35, your main hope is that you hit almost all your shots and that you either force a turnover or two, or Ball State ends up missing some free throws.
70-60, Cardinals by 10, a minute 35 left. Winner of this game advances and will face either UMass or Toledo, which is the game right after this one. It follows us. We will have a broadcast on Falcon Radio on that one. That'll be Foster Rosta and Artie Abrego on the call for that one. Kai Woods inbound. In the Fern. Woods gets it right back. Woods to Kohler. Kohler over Salabine. Kohler drives. Kohler puts it up. Rejected by the rim. Fern looking for the loose ball. It's taken away from Tagai. And Donahue with the foul. And Brady Sally can feel it. Defending MAC tournament champions Cardinals looking to go back-to-back and looking to get another one. And starting to feel it now, number 2 seed. The only upset so far this tournament was Ohio over Central Michigan, 5-4. There's a minute 10 left. Tagali drives in the lane over Kaya Woods. And they're going to get a foul on Woods.
And I think all things considered for Bowling Green, the fact that this game got to within 4 points here in the fourth quarter and how they fought back, they got to be happy with. But it's frustrating to have a third consecutive year with a early exit in the MAC tournament.
Fred Shamil go to 0-3 in his record in the MAC tournament. And this was a team that was fighting to get into the MAC tournament a lot this season, finishing just 9-9 in MAC play in the regular season. Some injuries, but a fantastic season from Janaea Donahue, breaking program records. Paige Kohler again showing her worth and being all MAC third team selection once again as well. Kohler drives underneath the basket, up and in. Timeout taken from Fred Shamil. 70-62, now a lead down to 8 for Bowling Green. 53 seconds left. It's not over till it's over. We'll see if there's some magic under a minute left to play here. This timeout from Bowling Green, it'll be a 30-second timeout. That's sponsored by Juniper Brewing Company. You can find these menu by visiting juniperbrew.com. We'll stay right here. And for Bowling Green, Adam, you got to really give them credit in a way. You were down by 17 almost, and you come all the way back and storm back. You were down by just as little as 4. But just those last couple of baskets, those last couple of stops couldn't get there. But, man, those three-pointers down the stretch from Salabine and Kingery, 4 of them total combined with 2, just daggers.
And I touched on earlier, the regular season matchup they had and the first half they had here were very similar. But the way they fought back was definitely admirable, and how they didn't get the greatest start that they wanted. And to have it be this close, despite their poor shooting percentage, and Janaea Donahue shooting 2 for 16, it's her worst shooting performance of the season. That comes at a bad time.
Comes at a very bad time for Bowling Green. Ball State inbounds, 48 seconds left. Here's Carson Norman. Norman will drive, and then she's fouled by Kyle Woods. So we got a couple free throws coming up here for Norman. Ball State has entered the bonus.
And Kaya Woods now at 3 fouls. It becomes an issue where players start fouling out in this scenario. And Janaea Donahue has 4 fouls as well, so her next one would get her out of the ball game.
Reminder, post-game, we'll be joined by our assistant coach, John Nicolay. We'll have his thoughts for Bowling Green, which appears to be a defeat. 71-62 now Ball State as Carson makes the first one.
Carson Norman, 71% free throw shooter on the season.
2 for 2 there, 72-62. Timeout taken once again for Bowling Green. It'll be a full timeout. 72-62, Falcons down by 10. This timeout is sponsored by the Junior Brewing Company. For their third straight year as a proud sponsor of BGSU Women's Basketball. I want to give a big thank you to them for the support all season long. You see this menu by visiting juniperbrew.com. We'll take it with them. Bowling Green down by 10 here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Wake up and get going with the music you know and love. Early Bird Oldies broadcasts weekdays from 4 to 6 a.m. and plays all the tunes you remember. Find WBGU on the bottom of the dial at 88.1 FM or streaming worldwide on bgfalconmedia.com. Early Bird Oldies will put a smile on your face and make you tap your feet. And it's only on WBGU, Northwest Ohio's community radio station.
Ever heard of Falcon Media Sports Network's broadcast on Falcon Radio or WBGU 88.1 FM but don't know where to listen? Well, set down the radio, pick up your phone, and go to bgfalconmedia.com and scroll to the bottom of the page to stream Falcon Radio and WBGU 88.1 FM for all broadcasts.
If you're already awake between 4 and 6 a.m., you may as well have a good time. Check out Early Bird Oldies, playing all the hit music of a different generation on Northwest Ohio's community radio station, WBGU. Don't forget to listen to the morning show immediately following Early Bird Oldies every weekday right here on Northwest Ohio's community radio station, WBGU 88.1 FM.
Back here's Kaya Woods, gets the ball off the inbound. Was looking for Donahue. Her spin around jumper no good with 30 seconds left as another foul for Bowling Green. Now it'll be on Jasmine Fern. One of the seniors that were awarded on Saturday. And you see Kaya Woods' motion's already being poured from her face. This will be the end of her collegiate career.
Yeah, fifth-year senior. Made her rounds college basketball. And you can tell she played her heart out in no matter what will be her final game. 12 points, 6 of 12 shooting.
2 for 2 there. 1 for 2 there from the line. Shot clock is off. 23 seconds left. 73-62 Ball State. Kaya Woods drives, puts it up. No good, but she's fouled. And she felt pretty heavy there. As more changes will come in for Bowling Green here in a moment's notice with Taya Ellis, Blaine Fitzpatrick, and Emily Cecil. And she'll come in for Paige Kohler, Jasmine Fern, and Lauren Gherkin. And with tears in her eyes and maybe a hurt shoulder, Kaya Woods will go to the free throw line and take 2.
Woods, her efforts in that first half helped keep Bowling Green at least competitive enough to have the opportunity for that comeback. Gave it all.
Second one no good, 73-63, and that 10's been the magic number pretty much all game. Ball State had that 10-point lead, kind of just stayed with it. Timeout going to be taken here for Ball State. No timeouts remaining for Bowling Green, 2 left for Ball State. With 18.18 seconds left, and that may be it for Bowling Green. Reminder, we'll have assistant coach John Nicolay joining us post-game. Adam Duffin and I will wrap up things briefly, but make sure you head over at 7 p.m. for tip-off between UMass and Toledo for the 4th and final game here on this quarterfinal round on Wednesday.
Well, no matter what, Lucas, it was great to call this one with you. Very lucky to do this as a freshman and do it less than a mile from where I was born. Born downtown,
indeed,
Cleveland Clinic, and grew up in North Royalton, Ohio. That's how I was aware of where Grace Kinnery is from, because North Ridgeville, I remember playing them at times during school. So very cool to be in an event that's so close to where I grew up.
Amazing, yeah, man. First of 4, got 4 more years of this, which is going to be a whole lot of fun, and we'll see if Shamil and the Falcons can get that first MAC tournament win, hopefully next season, as they're going to go another change, as it's going to be Kohler, Gherkin, Fern, Woods, and Donahue back onto the floor, the same starting 5 that started the game. A couple last free throws coming up here for Ball State. And Kingery's first one is good. The game, she had 24 points for her. Make it almost 25. And now she does. So 75-63. Woods inbound in the hands of Kohler. Paige Kohler was honored on senior night this past year, and she'll take another 3. That one no good. Donahue gets it. Here's Carson Norman. We'll see what the future holds, but that's how this one will end, and that's how Bowling Green season will come to an end. Ball State victorious, looking to repeat as champions, and they end head coach Fred Shamil's season as he now goes 0-3 in the MAC tournament, and Bowling Green will go one and done in the conference tournament for the 3rd straight season as they fall 75-63 to Ball State.
Yeah, just tough matchup going into it. Everyone knew it, but Bowling Green gave a good fight. Just couldn't close it out in that 4th quarter.
Indeed, they brought all the way back. They were down by as little as 4 points heading into the 4th, but it wasn't enough. And the Cardinals prevail, and they will advance to the semifinal round on Friday, and will face the winner of UMass or Toledo. We'll take a quick step aside, and we'll come back. We will recap the first half and the whole game, and we will be joined by assistant coach John Nicolai and Adam Duffin, and I will put a bow on this one and send you on your merry way. Listen to the post-game show here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Start your day with WBGU FM and Early Bird Oldies. Tune in to Northwest Ohio's community radio station weekdays from 4 to 6 a.m. for classic hit music from decades past. Enjoy all the golden oldies you remember and stick around for local community news and entertainment with The Morning Show. Early Bird Oldies, broadcast weekdays from 4 to 6 a.m. on Northwest Ohio's community radio station, WBGU 88.1 FM.
We are now joined by assistant coach John Nicolai post-game here alongside Adam Duffin in the post-game. So, Coach, thank you for joining us here. Give us your initial thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, I thought we really we battled really hard. Gave them everything they wanted. Really proud of how we got ourselves back into this thing. Get it to a 4-point game. Had momentum on our side. We had a few possessions there where Ball State got some offensive rebounds and some wide open looks on rebound and kicks. To their credit, they knocked those shots down, and that, to me, that was kind of the separator there late.
And then, Coach, obviously not every player returns, some graduating and moving on. How do you feel about this group as a whole and the players that are leaving your program?
Yeah, I mean, they're hardworking, great kids. They're good ambassadors of the program and the university. We appreciate everything that they've gave for us and being out in the BG community, and we want to wish them well.
Coach, final one, at least for me here. When you look back at this season, I know it's normal, but how proud are you of the team, or not just today in the fight they had against Ball State, coming back, cutting it to as low as 4 points, but just this season, a lot of games where you might have been down a little bit of hole, but it continue to fight back and get some wins along the way too. Are those some of the things that, at least on top of your mind, that you're going to remember from this season?
Yeah, I think that's some of it for sure. It's been a gritty team. We played really hard and intense defense all season long, and that's kept us in a lot of games, and kind of kept us in this one today. So yeah, I mean that's definitely something that we would look back on for sure.
Well, Coach, we don't want to take up too much more of your time. Thank you so much all season for joining us, post-games, win or losses. And thank you once again.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll take a quick step aside. When we come back, Adam Duffin and I will wrap a bow on this one and send you on your merry way here on the postgame show on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Hi, this is Christina Ricci with RAIN. Every 2 minutes, another American is sexually assaulted. If you or someone you know has been sexually assaulted, you are not alone. Help is just a call or click away through the National Sexual Assault Hotline. Please call 1-800-656-HOPE, that's HOPE, or visit rain.org, that's RAINN.org.
Brought to you by Rain and this station.
Falcon Media Sports Network produces more feature stories about BGSU athletics than any other media outlet. Make sure to head over to bgfalconmedia.com and follow Falcon Media Sports Network at BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and BG Falcon Media on Instagram and Facebook to stay up to date with all of our content.
You are listening to Falcon Media Sports Network's women's basketball coverage on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Back here one final time this season for BGSU women's basketball. Even from Rocket Arena in Cleveland, Ohio, Bowling Green falls to Ball State 75-63 in the quarterfinals of the MAC tournament. Fred Shamil goes to 0-3, and Bowling Green still looking for that first tournament win in about 3 years now. Running Lucas Kleinmeyer and Adam Duffin alongside you one final time. No Trey Kennedy, who served as our other voice for the program here. He was serving as the recap and writer for this game for Falcon Media Sports Networks, but he will send his condolences as well as this one comes in season. But Adam, your final thoughts here on this one?
Yeah, I think Bowling Green, the 9-9 conference record kind of told the story. It was a team that fought through against some of the upper teams in the conference. They just weren't able to pull out those closer games, but just an exciting season for the most part, I'd say. A lot of the games were close throughout conference play. I'd say really only one conference game they had where it was already decided early in the third quarter. Besides that, they fought through a lot of adversity, and who knows what is next for this program. There's a lot of players on that are seniors. There's players that could potentially transfer in this new era of college basketball, so it will be interesting to see how the coverage is for I and Trey Kennedy next year and whoever else may be helping along the way. And it's great to call with you throughout the season as well, even though I believe we only called 3 games together with how the schedule worked.
Yeah.
And then we'll call the MAC Women's Championship game with me, you, and Trey as well. So great season overall.
Yeah, fantastic season overall. Obviously, I think hit the nail on the head there pretty much for Bowling Green. Ending the season pretty well, winning a lot of those games, down the stretch, especially Ohio. Toledo at home is a big one member as well, but in the end, 9-9 conference record. It was hot and cold. It was inconsistent. Shooting struggles plagued this team pretty much all season, but you and I can say this on behalf of traveling with the team, all that we're very grateful for all the traveling that Ethan Gelfand and the entire program did for us, all going to Alaska, at least for me personally, Louisiana, South Carolina, all these road trips and all these games and memories that will last for a lifetime, but also for a team that still has some young players, and you're like they're losing a lot of graduate players, so this will probably be a very different team this time and next year, depending on what happens. But the record's been the record, and that kind of overall stole the story.
Yeah, and it's how it happens always in college sports. There's going to be change and turnaround within the roster almost every year, especially in recent years of college sports. So it'll be exciting to see where it goes moving forward.
Indeed. So great group of girls, being around them with future stories and traveling and broadcasting and everything. A good group of a team and good staff that have been really kind to us in travel and everything. So very grateful for the opportunities and grateful to call this last one here with you, Adam. So really appreciative as well. So that'll do it for us here at Rocket Arena in Cleveland. Our coverage doesn't stop. Make sure you turn on the Falcon Radio with UMass and Toledo women's basketball for our final game of the day. Artie Abrego and Foster Raste will be on the call for that one. But for my broadcast partner, Adam Duffin, he'll see you next year. For myself, Lucas Kleinmeyer, it has been a pleasure and an honor. So see you so long, and have a good rest of your evening.
This broadcast has been a Falcon Media Sports Network production. For more BGSU sports news and updates, follow Falcon Media Sports Network on Twitter X at BG_FMSN, BG Falcon Media on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and head over to BGFalconMedia.com.